During this coronavirus quarantine, we were all locked at home and I was pretty much idle. So I got an idea. Why not utilize my time to do something better? So I went to my pal Google and searched how to utilize time in lockdown. But then I realized that wait, this is nonsense. I obviously had a lot more better things to do. So I thought in my mind that why don't I realize my dreams? So I started making my own game engine. Well, that's my dream. By a game engine, you must be thinking I mean something like Unity or Unreal. But that is not the case here because they are made by large teams and have a lot of people working behind them. And yes, this is a side project. So in this video, we'll come to know two things. First, what do I aim at? And second, what have I done till now? Now, in my game engine, the endpoint is the graphic renderer. And the data to the graphic renderer is given by a .cpp file or a C++ file. Now, the data to the C++ file, such as the graphic data, is given by the different editors that are present out there. So this is the basic structure of my game engine. With the graphic renderer, there will also be an integration of different required libraries or C++ libraries. Now, the main libraries that are required in a game engine are audio, input physics, networking, and more. Use of external libraries which are made by different people will also be added to the game engine, like Nvidia PhysX and the OpenAI library, and more. Now we come to another important part of the engine, and that is editors. Unlike Unity or Unreal, in my game engine the editors will not be directly integrated with the graphic pipeline. And yes, a very important detail is that in my game engine, you need to know C++ pretty properly. Now we come to the second part of the video, and that is what have I done so far. Now, if you ask me by how much time will this get complete, then I'll say that's to wait, because I've never done it, so I don't know about it. So I started my journey by creating a graphic rendering pipeline. So I started with the DirectX or the Direct 3D, but I failed miserably because graphic rendering pipelines are mostly created by big teams. So instead of this, I chose Ogre 3D. Now Ogre 3D was something that I was not a beginner to, but I was not even familiar with it. So I was kinda hanging in between. But there is a problem with Ogre. It's complicated. So I got an idea. Why not use the Irrlicht engine? Now I was familiar with the Irrlicht engine and I'd also done some terrible projects. So I moved on to Irrlicht. I started creating a project inside of Irrlicht. Now, there is a problem with Irrlicht. You have to code a lot inside of it, and you have to code around 100 lines of code to just create a proper project inside of it. And I don't think anybody is going to write that many lines of code to just create a project in my engine. And you have to code around 500 lines of code to create a good game in Irrlicht. Now, in Unity, you can do this task in just 15 to 20 lines of code. Now I could bring this down to small, not by a lot, but yes, I could do this, bring down the amount of code by a considerable amount. And the main thing and how I will be doing it would be by creating a project creation UI, which will create a C++ code which the user can compile. I started creating this thing with Ruby using the Shoes UI project inside of it. Now, I know it sounds ridiculous that I use Ruby, but I'm more familiar with Ruby than I'm with C++, so I used it anyway. Now, as far as the GUI is concerned, it will make the project creation easier and will attract more users to my engine. Now, and yes, I also integrated the bullet physics library. As far as for physics is concerned, I'm going to integrate 3 or 4 more physics libraries onto it, and my main aim is to add maximum of physics, networking and AI libraries. The maximum. As far as for scripting libraries are concerned, I won't add them because it slows down the process, and this is the main reason why Unity's C# is slower than Unreal C++, because it has to convert the C# into C++. And yes, my game engine is for hardcore programmers, and it will also increase a lot of work to make scripting in it. I also made a little progress on the editors, although it is too much incomplete to show anyone. Now, as far as the time is considered for this project, it might take 8 to 10 months or more. But again, I don't know about it because I've never done this thing before. So that's it for this video, everyone. And if you like the video, then hit the like button and press the bell icon out there to receive more from Brainsir.